Hi, my name is Diane Burrell, and this is for discussion post number 2 on equity and anti-bias slash anti-racism education. I chose the podcast by Jennifer Gonzalez called Making School a Safe Place for LGBTQ Students. So in her podcast, she discusses many tips to apply in our teaching to make school feel safer and more welcoming to LGBTQIA students, and how us educators play an important role in setting the tone for how our students treat each other. So the first tip is to educate yourself. So being aware of the issues, learning the terminology, staying updated, really just committing to listening and learning and being open to the community. It's simply a matter of being respectful to people and how they would like to be referred to. Um, so understanding the acronym, what LGBTQIA stands for: lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer, intersex, asexual, and the plus being inclusive to others. Sharing your pronouns and respecting our students' pronouns as they share them. Um, that can go a long way with them because then they feel, they feel like their identity is respected and they feel seen. The next tip is check your biases. Understanding our own background and biases, and reflecting to take a closer look at our own underlying beliefs and how we can challenge them as educators. The next one is teach inclusively. So including gender representation, making sure that the classroom books and materials include diverse families and people whose careers and other life roles don't conform to gender stereotypes. Grouping the students in a neutral manner. So avoiding attention getters such as boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, and instead addressing them as a whole, like students, everyone, or little Einsteins. Avoiding hetero gender normative biases. So making sure the way we talk and the class material strays away from assumptions of gender and sexuality. So avoid statements that push stereotypes like boys like sports and cars and girls like shopping and makeup, because that sends a message to our students that there's only one way to be normal. And then LGBTQIA representation. So when we're sharing facts about LGBTQIA history, it's important for us to balance a positive influence and celebration of icons and leaders while not hiding the truth behind historically important events. And this helps our LGBTQIA students see themselves in their learning. Be visible. So displaying a sign of support, such as a rainbow flag or a safe space poster or sticker. This lets our students know that we're allies, and it truly affects students more than we might realize. Just knowing that there's a supportive educator at school can really help students feel better about being in school. Number 5 is respond to anti-LGBTQ behavior. So acknowledging it to stop it, never ignore it, because no action is an action. So instead, acknowledging it turns the situation into a teachable moment, because if an incident is overlooked or it isn't addressed, it can imply acceptance or approval of that kind of negative behavior. Number 6 is to support students who come out. So listen, because it is a sensitive conversation, and it's important for us to remember that um, our student is trusting us to tell us um, this important information. And then look into school policy about confidentiality. Jennifer explains it's critical that parental guardian approval is never a prerequisite for respecting a student's chosen name, appropriate gender, and pronouns. The next tip is support a student GSA, which is a gender sexuality alliance. So it's a student run club that can help students with a safe space of support with their peers. Number 8 is to revisit school policies. So asking our administration, does the school policy include language specific to sexual orientation and gender identity? Just making sure that the school the school's anti-bullying and anti-discrimination policies also apply to our LGBTQIA students, because part of our work as educators and advocates is looking into these policies to influence positive change. And lastly, number 9 is educate your colleagues. So having workshops or simply sharing and being vocal and open with our support for LGBTQ students. And those are just some tips that we can use to apply in our teaching and to create a safe space for our LGBTQIA students. Committing ourselves to taking even a few of these steps can make such an incredible difference, impacting our students' mental health, their safety, their academic success, and their overall quality of life. And that is it. Thank you.